Hello, geometry students. Welcome back to our final video lesson of the year. That's right, I said the final. We are going to work on finding the volume of spheres. We're also going to look at finding surface area. It kind of goes together. But here we go. Last one for the year. Volume of spheres is given by this formula. 4/3 times pi r squared. So still very similar to the area of a sphere. I just have to multiply that by 4/3 because we have multiple circles within a sphere. The surface area, on the other hand, is 4 times pi r squared. So please make sure that you have those written down for each one. Know that we do need to use radius, and make sure you know if the directions say exact or if they say to round. Example 1. Find the surface area and the volume of the sphere. Round your result to 2 decimal place values. So rounding. Well, let's start with surface area. Surface area equals 4 pi r squared. 4 pi r squared. Or in this case, 4 times pi times 16, since my radius is 4. 4 times pi times 16. 4 times pi times 16. 201.06. It stays a 6. 201.06. Because we're finding surface area, it's units squared. Area would be squared. Volume, on the other hand, is almost identical, except for it says 4/3 times pi times the radius squared. So 4/3 times pi times 16. 4/3 times pi times 16. So 4/3 times pi times 16, 67.02. 67.02 cubic centimeters. Cubic. All right, so very straightforward formula as long as we know for rounding, as long as we have the radius. Example number 2, find the surface area and volume of this sphere. Round your result to 2 decimal place values. Why don't you pause the video here and see what you get? All right, surface area equals 4 times pi times the radius. The radius in this one, right, the diameter here, because it measures it all the way across, is 12. The radius is half of that, or 6. So 4 times pi times 6. 4 times pi times 6. 75.39, but the 8 makes the 39 become a 40. 75.40 cubic centimeters. Volume is then going to be 4/3 pi. Anybody catch what I did wrong there? I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake. Did I do that on the last one also? No, I didn't. Okay. I did not square 6. It should be 4 times pi times 36. How about 452.40? 452.40. That's better. And it would be units squared for surface area. So volume then is 4/3 times pi times 6 squared. Or 4/3 times pi times 36. Let's just change this first one to 4/3 times pi times 36. 150.79, but that 6 is going to make this become an 80. 150.80 cubic centimeters. All right, so again, straightforward, plugging them into a formula and going. Now, we will have to work backwards occasionally. The volume of a sphere is 12.8 cubic meters. Find the diameter. Find the diameter. So volume equals 4/3 pi times the radius squared. But the volume is 12.8. So 12.8 equals 4/3 pi times the radius squared. How do I get radius squared by itself? We want r squared by itself. Well, since that's all being multiplied, we would divide by 4/3 pi. If I do that to one side, I have to do that to the other. So we can actually use Desmos to punch this side in. 12.8 divided by 4/3 pi. 12.8 divided by 4/3 pi, and we get this decimal, 3.06. 3.06. All right, now I need to know the radius. I have radius squared, but how do I find the radius? Well, we take the square root of that answer. Now, one of the nice things you can do on Desmos is if you hit enter, it grabs a new line, but it leaves this previous answer here. And I want the square root of, see this ANS? That's going to take the answer from up above. See how it just took it and plopped it in there? So we get roughly 1.748. We'll just say 1.75 for R. 1.75. But they asked me for the diameter. Well, a diameter is 2 times the radius, or 2 of 1.75s, which means our diameter is about 3.50 meters. 3.50. So you can see how we had to work backwards and then take that square root to help us find the radius. Once we found the radius, we use that to find the diameter. All right, that's it for this lesson. That's it for every lesson. If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out. Otherwise, until next time, everyone, stay safe.